What's up, Yoon-Fam? It is I,
Mark Yoon.
and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you today is another video where we're answering a question directly from the comment section in a full-length episodic type video. And remember that tomorrow is actually going to be the first community video in a while, so I'm going to take my favorite comments from these videos from this past week, so from December 28th and onward up until now, and I'm going to feature some of them in the community video. So if you feel the urge to comment on any of these videos, I highly implore that you do so, because the chance of you being featured or shown in a future video is very likely, especially when I do these community videos. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. The comment that we are talking about today is from SolarFlare95, and he says, it all sounds great. I guess if I had to throw an idea out for a topic, maybe go into more character creation races. I don't mean in terms of character creation itself, but rather the implications of the races and potential lore of such. I don't know. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about my ideas of the implications of the races in Soul Calibur VI and moving forward in this new timeline. Firstly, I want to say that in the world of Soul Calibur, there's a lot of different things that have been shown to be true in the past that have stemmed from things such as manifestations and things of that nature. We have Raphael being a vampire, which was pretty weird in the last timeline, where it's not really seen anything outside of that. We have Voldo being turned into a character in The Descent, where he's just a blind fighting machine. We got characters like Algol, who's an ancient and basically a human deity on Earth. There's plenty of mystical and fantastical things that are in the Soul Calibur franchise. So the races themselves don't seem too far off, and it's not something that you would not often see in other RPGs or other types of fantasy novelizations or movies or TV shows. You look at the Lord of the Rings and you have races like the orcs and the forest elves and the high elves and the hobbits and humans and other things. You can see races like centaurs and there's a very, very large outstretching source of content out there for fiction, and a lot of it is really dependent on the story and what the narrative is trying to tell. And I think some of it is good in Soul Calibur and some of it needs work. For example, if we're talking about the specific races in Soul Calibur itself, I think the lizard race needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. We see some of the people are just regular lizards, and then we see Aeon, which was transformed into a lizard, so the implications of that are what the hell? I don't know. I guess pending his future backstory with his participation potentially in Season 3 DLC for Soul Calibur 6. I guess we would learn more about that. But then there's other races of characters that aren't really seen that often, the statue races. I forget what they're called. The Colossus, I think. Then there's obviously we get the basic ones like human and Malfested and stuff, but then there's the bunny race people, which is I guess something akin to Fran from Final Fantasy 12. There's a lot of weirdness there that's not really explained. It's okay, let's see all this kind of differences from other fantasy elements, and we're just going to throw them into the races. So now I guess canonically they exist in the Soul Calibur universe. But I want to see where these things come from, or why they're actually there in the first place. A lot of it is just left up to it. I don't know, what Matt said in his comment. And it's just who knows where this stuff came from? Has it always been there? Is this because an aberration brought on by magic, or is it from evolution? What is this driving force behind the entire Soul Calibur universe? Why are the races so specifically distinct yet so similar in the same aspect? Do they have, if you're talking anthropologically, do they have similar regression states? Do they have similar branches along their trees of evolution? Do they all come from a similar type of organism? Why are some of them allowed to possess magic? Why does magic exist at all in this universe? There's a lot of questions in Soul Calibur that are left unended, and it's basically just it is what it is kind of situation. And I agree that narratively speaking, not everything has to be explained, but in particular, in pertaining to this specific question, I think the narrative is just go with the punches when it comes to Soul Calibur. I don't know if they're going to ever go into the origins of like the world itself and like where a lot of these races come from and where magic stems from itself, like other games and situations do. For example, in Final Fantasy VII, we know that materia comes from like the life stream, which is like where all energy from the earth flows, and then you know the different magics that are in that world come from like Genosha, who's like a alien who fell to Earth. You know, we know the origins of that. Like we can, when you watch Dragon Ball, you know that like Earth is just normal Earth, and the reason that the Saiyans or Saiyans, if you want to pronounce it properly, but whatever. If the reason that the warrior race is the way they are, and transform in the moonlight and have the tail, obviously it's based on the Legend of the Monkey King, but in this universe, it's just because that's their biology from that planet. And with other planets, it's easy to talk about that stuff. Like if you look at Mass Effect, you can see all the different races and you know the different classes of beings from throughout the universe, and it's easy to say that when different conditions arise in different areas under different specific situations, like you're going to get different beings other than what you find on Earth. Even though Earth already has a vast, wide array of creatures that all stem from similar roots, but if you're talking specifically about Soul Calibur, this is talking about like one place that's on one planet. And there's all these different humanoid life forms that somehow coexist in the same universe without really any explanation at all. It's something that I am going to look into in the future, and I think it'll be fun to do some speculation on that kind of thing. Like maybe I can make a couple videos based on like where I think these branches come from or situations that happen. Maybe they're caused by the energies from the swords themselves, or maybe it's something that was brought about by the ancients, similar to how we see in Alien series. We have the creators themselves of the aliens itself, the darkness or whatever, and every situation is different contextualization based on like what the authors are trying to say or get at, and usually there's a message behind it. So maybe I'll have some fun and I'll come up with some different postulations or hypotheses based on what I think some of these races come from, and we can do future videos based on that. It would definitely be hard content to make because I'd be doing a lot of guesswork and looking at other situations of anthropology and biology and evolutionary biology and seeing the possibilities of like stemming in this type of environment, which is similar to Earth in the real world as it is in the Soul Calibur world. It's just supposed to be in the 1500s. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're interested in that. But hopefully I answered the question to the best of my ability. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate it. I will catch you guys in the community video tomorrow. And with that being said, we're going to end it here. Be sure to follow the links in the description box down below, as well as my Discord. We can always use more people in there to talk and chat. And if you feel so generous and would like to see more videos like this and help directly contribute to the channel, there are several options for memberships on the join button, which is next to the subscribe button. No pressure there, but feel free if you have the ability to help out. It's always welcome. And like I said, we're going to bring this video to an end. And as always, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.